Oh no. Good morning. I decided to jump on here quick because it's getting colder out here. Brr. I love being outside, but it's going to be a day when I can't be out. We'll choose not to be out here, excuse me, because of the snow. But today I'm out here. So good morning. Day three. Day three of achieving your goals. We talked a little bit about it on Facebook, and I'll re-mention it to you now. That day one was about learning to set your goals, learning to find out what was important to you. Day two was learning why they were important to you. Now, I want to reiterate, and you're going to hear me say this 1,000 times. Clarity is power. The more clear you are on what it is and why you want it, the better you're going to be. Cindy, good morning. You need to know exactly what it is you're after. What are you going to do, Mr. Murray? Good morning. They're still working on clarity. Very good. Well, I'm going to help you today a little bit. Mr. Murray said he's still working on clarity. So we're going to work on that today, because today is about learning how to measure and monitor your goals, learning how to break them into chunks where you can actually do that. But in order to do that, you really need to be clear. So when you have a goal, and also we're going to talk about some of the stuff from day four, because Cindy mentioned some things she would like to talk about, and I had other people mention a couple of roadblocks that they had. So we're going to discuss all those in a short amount of time as we can. And you guys hold the rain off, okay? I love being out here, but I don't want to be rained on with a computer. I don't like getting wet. All right, so goals. First off, if you set a goal that seems to be unachievable, you've set yourself up for failure, right? Well, no, you haven't. It depends. I mean, I'm sure there's, I'm going to fly to the moon with my own arm power. God bless you, have at it. But I'm not going to say you can't invent something that'll help you do that. But, to me, it's not congruent with who I am. I don't think I'd ever want to try. So you've got to be realistic in your goals. The people that said they had roadblock, they hit a wall with their goals, haven't told me exactly what goal they were not going to be able to achieve now. So I don't really know exactly how to address it, but I will tell you this. When you set a goal and you come up with your reason why, if that reason why is strong enough, nothing's going to stop you from achieving that goal. And you need to set a massive action plan. Now, this is day four, massive action plans, but I'll touch on it right here. You can't just have one way to achieve it and expect total success. For example, you set the goal to, I don't know, lose 100 pounds. Okay, let's pick. Weight is an easy one to go to because people relate to that mostly. Okay, or fitness and health. So you're gonna lose 100 pounds, and the way you're gonna do it. Okay, you've got your why. I want to lose 100 pounds, so I'm gonna look better, feel better, be stronger, live longer. All of those reasons are very real reasons, and they're powerful. And you go, okay, the way I'm gonna do it is I am going to run every day, 5 miles every day. And you get up and you start out in the first day, right on, here we go, I'm going to run 5 miles. And you start running, and about 1 mile in, you realize, hey, I'm not a runner, or I really don't like running. And you get about 2 miles, and then you realize, oh, crap, I got to go back. So you turn around, you go back, and you walk. Okay, and you get back there, and the next day, this time I'm going to be smarter. So you jog and you pace yourself, and you make it 2.5 miles. You turn around, you start coming back, and you realize, man, this is taking a long time. Third day, you kind of blow it off. I don't need to run today. Or worse, wow, when I run, my feet hurt. Or, man, in my case, I get a bad knee, and I cannot, the pounding on the pavement when I run, my knee, it's not going to work. For those of you who don't know, I've got 2 staples in my knee from when I was 16. They screwed it up when they fixed it. They didn't fix it. The doctor just mangled it. And I haven't been able to bend it, and there's a staple floating around. So for me to run would be a bad way to achieve that goal, even if I thought it was the best way to do it. So now I can't run. I can't achieve my goal, right? Well, if that was the only way for me to achieve that goal in my head, I failed. But if I said running is just one way, diet is another way, going to the gym is another way, finding a jazzercise or a dance class that I love, or even a video that I can put into my house and dance around and learn, and do yoga and sweat my butt off, and you find 6 or 7 who do martial arts. Um, Join a support group, wrap myself in plastic so that I sweat. Don't do these crazy things. I'm just making up stuff. So if you've got more than one way to achieve your goal, you're going to succeed, because one of those ways might be blocked off by who knows what, right? If your drive and your reason is strong enough, you will find a way. If you don't have a strong enough reason and the goal is still important to you, sit down and clarify why. Find a strong why. And it's got to be congruent. And if you don't have it yet, keep looking for it. And if you can't find it, I mean, if you really, really can't find the reason to fly to Mars on your own power with your own arms, maybe it's not the goal you want. Maybe it's just something you thought about and it might have been fun to do. Understand? But if it's your health, let me tell you something about health. You get to choose if you're living or dying. I mean, there are certain circumstances, obviously, where you're gone. But if you want to cure yourself of whatever ails you, your dis-ease, you need to find your life's purpose, the congruency between where you think you should be and where you are. And you've got 2 choices. You can change where you are, or you can change where you think you should be and find that harmony. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope I'm staying on track for you. Let's drive it all home now. In case I got this Band-Aid I'm trying to hide here. I had a smiley face on it for you. Cooking chicken the other day, got a little adventurous with a knife and ninja accident. I'll be fine. Thank you for worrying. My smiley face went away, though. All right, so we've got our goals. We've got our purpose and reason. Richard, clarity. Define your goal to the T. What is it going to look like? And I'll pick on weight loss again, or fitness, because this is one of my 7 goals, okay? My fitness. I know what I'm going to look like when I achieve my goal. I know what I'm going to weigh for the most part. I know how big I'm going to be. I know how I'm going to feel, and I know what I'm going to do with it, how I'm going to help other people with it. You didn't miss much, Mr. Motley. So those are the things for my goal. I know, and I'm very specific at all the measurements. Okay, I've got specific measurements I'm shooting for. How do I get clear on the gap? I know where I'm at. I'm honest with myself. I've taken the measuring tape out. I've got the weight scale out. I've got pictures. I know where I'm at, where I want to be, and where that gap is. And I'm focused and clear on what it looks like, what it feels like to be there. Okay, there's a 2-step process in achieving anything when you visualize it. 1, writing it down is good. Stating it in the positive. This is all a necessary thing for a goal. The second most important thing, after you figure out your why, because that's the most important thing, is to really live that goal. Feel like you're already achieving it. Visualize the steps it's going to take to get you there, and then walk that path. That brings us to today, okay? Measuring, monitoring, mastering. If you have a goal, and your goal is to open a business, and you've given yourself a year to do it, or a new location for your business, or you want to expand what you're doing in your business, or the business you have, you want to increase sales, okay? To be clear and specific would be to write the number down. Now, you can arbitrarily pick a number out of the air. You can arbitrarily pick a location, whatever, or you can do research and find out exactly what it is you want. Mr. Motley, I think, and I briefly read it, I think you said you wanted a designated location for your martial arts school. I think that's what you said. I just kind of skimmed across it, and I apologize. I didn't take more time to read it, but I think that's what you said. So how do you get a designated location for your martial arts school? I've done this all my life, okay? Opened and closed many martial arts schools. You're welcome, Mr. Murray. I hope you have a great day. In a nutshell. So, Mr. Motley, here's what you do. How many students do you need to pay for a studio? So What do you need to find out to answer that question? How much is a studio? Where do you want it? What is your ideal location? Now, when I did my research many years ago, the ideal location for a martial arts studio, and you ready? I'm going to share some very secret information here. You want to be able to walk out your door of your martial arts studio and see a McDonald's or any other successful fast food restaurant. Not so you can get lunch easy. That's not it. McDonald's was not in the business of selling hamburgers. McDonald's was in the business of real estate. Their whole research department was all about location, location, location. And if you can find a family who can spend 10, 20, 30 bucks on lunch for their kids at a McDonald's, and I know it's not the best thing to do and people are changing and they should, but it still happens. And by the way, McDonald's has not endorsed me in any way, shape, or form. But that's where you want your school, in clear sight of all of that traffic, not off the road, not the back corner. My location here is terrible. It's terrible for drive-by. It's convenient for me as I am on my way into retirement, but I'm very selective who I teach. You, on the other hand, you want hundreds of people looking at your dojo, at your window every day. Find the location. Find out how much space you actually need. Remember to watch the roofs. If you want to do any kind of weapons at all, you got to have a tall roof. After you've got all that information done, how much is it going to cost? Don't just look at that building. Look at a few. And I'll tell you what, as the economy starts to adjust itself in the next few years, you're going to be in a great situation, a great position to get out there and rent a good location. Right now, I tell you what, those locations are very expensive. Okay? And if you want to call and talk to me, I'm sorry I spent a lot of time on here. Call and talk to me. I can tell you what the average is, and then you can figure out how many students you need to break even. Don't forget utilities, advertising, cleaning supplies, insurance, all the things that go with it. You don't have to be fancy. You just have to be good. Yeah, but you have to put on a good window. You have to have a good first impression. Okay, so there's your goal on how you can achieve. There's steps on how you can achieve your building. You need to do the research and get very clear. Okay, you want to sell. Let's take somebody else. You want to sell more product of the business that you already started, and you're passionate about this business, and this happens to everybody. Okay, you have a skill, you have an art, you're really good at something, and you want to share it with the world. You're very welcome, Mr. Molly. Contact me, okay? And I'll give you more. I'll help you map that goal. I really will. So you've got a business. You're really passionate about it. You're excited. You're really good. Let's say that you're the best at what it is you do, and you decide to open a business, but you've got no business sense at all. And I'm not knocking you, because you can only be one of the two things in a successful business. You can be the art, or you can be the management, or the talent and the management. You can't be both. You can for a certain amount of time, but you won't grow past a certain amount of space. So to be the talent and the management and the advertising and the accounting and the inventory and the shipping, I mean, this takes its toll. So what do you need to do? You either need to decide to stay small, or hire other people, hire experts to help you. Okay, and this is going to bring us into day 6, really, or day 5, but we'll talk a little bit about it now. So you want to increase your revenue, and you want to increase your sales, your bottom dollar. There's several ways to do that, but you need to be clear on what exactly you want. Is it a dollar amount? Is it, I'm probably pretty sure it's a dollar amount, right? Or is it, I just want people to have my product? Okay, you can give your product away if you want to do that. The number one key to getting people to buy your product, if you're the talent and not the management, advertising. You need to learn to get people to see your product. Well, how do you do that? This is clarity in your goal. What is it you want? How are you going to get it? When you write this down, when you do your research, your clarity, it'll start to become very clear. And pretty soon it'll become overwhelming. Oh my God, I never knew there was so much stuff to do. Now it's time to put it into chunks. By such and such date, I want to have sold 2,000 of these. I want to be at 2,000 products a month by, let's just say, 6 months from now. Okay, this is a new goal. I'm just bringing it in the air. 2,000 products a month, and I'm at 100 a month right now. So I've got to almost 20 times what I'm doing. How do I do that? Well, I got to learn to advertise. So what do I do for the next 6 months? In 5 months, I need to be at 1,500 products. In 4 months, I want to be at 1,000 products. In 3 months, I should be at 500 products. And in 2 months, I should be on my way to breaking even. Okay. So that's the numbers. How do I get them out there in front of people? So now you need to go back and you look at your advertising. How many people do I need to see or talk to or have see my product in order to make this many sales? What's the average sale now? How can I get in front of that many people? And you break these down into measurable, monitored ideas that are functional. And pretty soon, if you feel overwhelmed, get help. Find somebody to manage that for you. Find a partner, find a friend. If you're your own business and you're small and it's worth your time, focus on that. There's an old expression. If you want to take the island, burn the boat. In other words, if this business is the most important thing to you, it is your freedom, it is your vision for the future, you give it everything you got. You don't row up and leave the boat and say, well, if it doesn't work, I'll go that way. No, you make it work. If you want to take the island, you burn the boat. Does that make sense? So getting clear on what you want and why you want it is going to help you do that. Okay, I hope that helped. Now let's talk about roadblocks. We did a little bit already. You set your goal, you start writing these things down, and you're doing a great job. You're looking at all of the steps it's going to take to do that, and all of a sudden you realize, oh man, I don't have that much time in my day, or I physically can't accomplish that. Right now I physically cannot accomplish that. Do you shit can the goal? Well, if your reason for the goal isn't strong enough, see you later for the goal, right? If the goal is extremely important to you, will you find a way? Yes. Here's one way to deal with a physical stumbling block. Deal with the physicality first. Okay. I am bodybuilding. Okay. And I have my knee issue. Well, and I'll show you this someday. You'll see it. I'll show you a picture someday of my progress. That way I'll be able to hold myself accountable here. My knee is funky looking. What I mean by funky is I call it my Nemo leg. It's 1 inch short, 1 inch smaller than my right leg. When it grows, this one grows too, but it's always 1 inch short or smaller, not shorter, smaller around. My knee is huge, not obnoxiously elephant man huge, but it has over the years of me using it after I was told I can't, I wouldn't, I shouldn't, it has morphed into a nice, strong, solid femur bone at the joint. So it looks a little off. Are you taking off? That's for rain. Anyway, so there's a stumbling block, right? You have to be symmetrical. You have to look good. I could just give up. Nobody's gonna vote for me. My knee looks funky, or because it's not as strong as it should be, I can't do squats or I can't lift certain amounts of weight. Well, if I let that stop me, I'm dead in the water. My goal is done. Okay. I have a reason for my goal that's strong enough and powerful enough that I don't care about that. It doesn't matter. I'm going to work through it. I'm going to work with the weight that I can. I'm going to increase it when I can. I'm going to make that knee strong, and I'm going to heal myself again. They told me I'd never do martial arts again when I had my knee operated on when I was 16. That was a few years ago. I've been doing martial arts for over 40 years, and that knee didn't stop me. Slowed me down a little bit. I can no longer jump and get my butt as high as the doorway, but my goal has changed. I don't need to jump and get my butt as high as the doorway anymore. Right? Okay. So if you got a stumbling block, deal with a stumbling block. Don't give it your focus. Okay. Let me address this person, this lovely person, directly without dropping names. If you have a physical ailment that truly sets you on your butt and you focus on that ailment, oh, I've got this and it's real and it hurts and it only fires up and it's going to stop me, it's going to slow me down. If that's your focus, you are correct. It will stop you, it will slow you down. Okay? Change your focus. Okay? Change it. What does it mean to you? What can you do to heal? And I know, listen, if you've had something, an ailment for a long time, and people have told you forever that you're just going to have to deal with it. This is what it is, and this is it. You believe it. Not only do you believe it, you felt it, so it feels real. You understand it. These are all real things, right? You've got to change your belief. You've got to change your paradigm. I know what it is you're saying you have. I'm very familiar with it. I've talked to many people who felt that they have to deal with that forever, and they don't. There are ways to fix it. It starts with here. It starts with here, and you've got to want to change it. If you focus on how bad it feels, you're going to feel bad all the time, even if it feels like a little bit. If you start to, I don't know, listen, I know. It's a hard thing to believe at first, and it's a very hard thing to change this paradigm because for so long, people that should know have told you this is, listen, and I'm not knocking medicine anywhere. Okay, I'm not. But if you, Western medicine, in my view, and not everybody I have a doctor as a student, and he's incredible. And wait till he changes things. But Western medicine, in my view, for the most part, is not about curing the disease. It's about taking care of the symptoms. When they change their mind to start healing the whole person instead of just dealing with the symptoms of whatever it is you have, things will change. And if you do that now, things will change for you now. Don't deal with the symptoms. Don't fall prey to this is how it feels. Get on board with the whole idea that you can change it and do it. Make that your goal. Make it a part of your measurable goal. I want to talk to you more in private so that I can help you. And this is what I do. As a life coach, I have clients, I have students, what I like to call them, depending on what aspect of life they're working on, who come to me with these things, and we build a partnership. They hire an expert, and I work through this with them. I help them work through this. I don't fix anything. Okay. I help you fix it. My favorite quote, you've heard me say this, is I'm the mirror, not the reflection. Okay. But I can help you find the best reflection of you that you want. So contact me. I'm very interested in helping you through this. Okay. So there we go. If you watch this live, I love having you around. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you watch it later on, because I'm an early riser, thanks for checking it out. If you know somebody that could benefit from this, share my videos with them, have them subscribe so we can help grow the channel, and I can keep doing this. Yeah, I'm Jim Adkins. This is day 3 of goal setting. What we talked about was measuring, monitoring, and mastering, getting clear on what it is you want, writing it down, and being able to monitor it and manage it. If you have a specific goal that you are not clear on how to measure it or monitor it, contact me privately and I'll walk you through it. I will help you. Okay. And that'll be day 4 on how to hire a professional or get some help, somebody to help keep you through it. But I'm here for you right now. Okay. So reach out, share, subscribe, the whole thing. Like the video if you like it. If you don't thumbs up me. Don't thumbs down me though. Okay. I think that's it. Good. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about next time. So love you. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Good. Please do. Day 4, we're going to go into action plans, and I'm going to teach you how to write an action plan and how to get moving on that. Clarity is power. We're going to talk about really focusing on your goal and how to reframe it. For instance, if you say your goal is you want to be 17 again, that may not be realistic, especially if you're 54, but I'll bet you that being 17 again isn't what you're after. Maybe you're after the energy. Maybe you're after the reset. Maybe you're after something else. I'll help you figure that out, and we'll achieve those goals too. All right, you guys. Did it help? Okay. Write it down. Right where you're at. Right where you want to be, and make a timeline. This is where I need to be at certain times. Monitor it. If you have a certain specific goal, please contact me because each one's different. Fitness, health, nutrition, finances, business, relationships, all of them have a way to measure. Okay. All right. I love you. And until next time, on your mark, get set, go.